Real estate agents are losing a lot of potential clients in the golden window, those crucial 5 first minutes after the lead reaches out. I built this voice AI after my uncle lost a listing because he was showing a property when the call came in. Now watch what happens when someone calls while he's unavailable.
Thank you for calling Horizon Properties. This is your AI assistant, Brian. How can I help you today?
Hey Brian, I had some questions about the property.
Got it. Of course. Which property caught your eye? Do you remember the address or maybe just the street name?
Yes, it's the one on 7th Street.
Just getting the info. Give me 1 second. All right, so this home on 7th Street is a single story with 3 bedrooms and 1 full bathroom. It's got about 830 square feet of living space and comes with a dishwasher, fridge, and electric oven already included. Would you like to hear a bit more, or is it okay if I ask you a couple questions to see how I can help?
Yes, can you ask me those questions?
Sure thing. Are you looking to buy this place as your primary residence, or is it more for investment purposes?
As my primary residence.
Got it, thanks. In terms of timing, when would you be hoping to move?
In 1 month or 2.
Thanks for sharing that. Would you be interested in scheduling a viewing of the property on 7th Street?
Yes.
Great. Could I get your full name, please, so I can set up the viewing for you?
It's Sebastian Crespin.
Thanks, Sebastian. Could you give me your email address so I can send you the details and confirm your viewing? I'll spell it back to make sure I get it right.
Okay, it's Sebastian at eloquentia, the word in Latin, .io.
Yeah. All right, just to make sure I got it right, your email is sebastian@eloquentia.io. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect, thanks. I'm just checking the viewing availabilities for you. 1 moment, please. So the closest available time slots for a viewing are tomorrow, Thursday, May 15th, either 8:30 to 9:30 a.m., 9:30 to 10:30 a.m., or 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Do any of those work for you?
9:30.
Just to confirm, should I go ahead and book you for the 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. slot tomorrow?
Yes.
1 second, booking that for you. All right, Sebastian, I've got you down for the 9:30 a.m. viewing tomorrow. Would you like me to send you a confirmation text?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm sending you the info. 1 moment, please. Is there anything else I can help you with today, Sebastian?
No, it's okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Sebastian. Have a great day, and good luck with your viewing tomorrow. Goodbye.
You too, thank you. So looking at the lead list here, we can see that the person got added with the correct email, the first name, and the phone number here. And in the calendar, we can see that for tomorrow at 9:30, we actually have the property viewing. By the way, for our case study, we're looking for forward-thinking agents who want to close this response gap in their business without adding staff completely for free. Now, moving on to the actual agent flow. The flow is built on Retell AI, and as you can see in the app here, we have the entire conversational flow. And here we have 2 kinds of nodes. The first one being the conversational nodes here in red, and the other one being custom function nodes in purple. These custom function nodes allows us to communicate with external apps such as Follow Up Boss, but it can virtually be any CRM as long as they have an API. Here on the right side, we have the system prompt of the agent that says how we want the agent to behave, to answer the customer inquiries, and what personality should it have. Everything I'm using here in this video is going to be downloadable for free in the description. So if that's something you want to build, make sure you check it out. So now going back to our flow, the first custom function here we have is being able to query an Airtable database in which we have a lot of property information, and to make the connection between Retell AI and the database with N8N. Here, we're searching through this database based on what address the user is giving our agent. If the address is in the database, the agent is going to retrieve all the information we have about that property and give it back to the user. So the way this works is that with this custom function, we're going to be sending some parameters, here being the full address, in this JSON schema. And this information is going to land on this N8N scenario, where through this webhook, we're receiving the address that the user gave and that the agent received, sent it to the webhook, and from that, with this Airtable function, we are querying the database. Then all the information we have for that address is being sent back to the webhook with this code node, where we are sending everything we could find on Airtable. After that, in the flow, we're asking some qualification questions. Then in the scenario, I only included the possibility of the user wanting to schedule a viewing, and therefore we're starting to gather some user information. Here, the two questions I have for this user is if he's looking to buy this as his primary residence or as an investment property, and the second question being, in terms of timing, when would he like to move in. Then the user says that he's interested in viewing the property. We start gathering some personal information. Then we're asking the user for his full name, and only then we're asking him for his email. And here I wanted to show you a little trick that is spelling back the email to the user to make sure that we got it right. Until the user hasn't confirmed his email is correctly spelled, we're not moving to the next node. Then we have another custom function in which we're checking the availability we could have on our follow-up boss calendar. So here we're using once again N8N to connect follow-up boss to Retell AI. However, checking the follow-up boss API reference, we can see that we don't have a direct tool to get the availability. So here is going to be a little more complicated, but we're going to get the existing appointments, and based on that, we're going to find what are the availabilities. For this API call to check availability, we're going to need to set a time frame in which we want to see if appointments already exist. So we're going to be sending two parameters to this webhook, and those are going to be the start date and the end date of the time frame we want to check. For check availability, I'm only asking the agent to send tomorrow's date to the webhook. So the time frame is going to be starting tomorrow. Then with these two time modules, we're adding 1 week to the start date to have that 1 week time frame we want to query. Then we're doing the API call to follow-up boss using this API endpoint, and from there we're finding availabilities. This script is setting our available times from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and based on the appointments that already exist on follow-up boss that we got from the previous API call, we're saying what are the availabilities. So here, basically, we're reversing the logic of getting the appointments, so this script can give us back the availability. And once again, here, the final node is going to send back that information to the webhook and to the agent, so the agent can tell the user what available time slots we have. Then we have another function here, being booking the appointment and updating the CRM. And for that, we're also using N8N and follow-up boss. Here it's a little bit different because we have two steps in one function, because here we're sending the description of the booking, the address of the property that will be viewed, the title we want for the booking, but we're also sending contact information, being the full name that we gathered, the email, and the phone number that is in a dynamic variable in the prompt already. We're also sending a start date for the moment that the user wants his property viewing to start. Again, those parameters are sent to this webhook, and then we're doing an API call to follow-up boss to check if that lead already exists in the app or if we need to create it. Here, we're using one of the query parameters that this post endpoint has, and it is the deduplicate parameter. It needs to be toggled to true to check if the user that is calling is already on follow-up boss or not. Then, based on the starting time we have for the property viewing, we're adding a certain amount of time based on how long you want your property viewings to be. For example, in this case, I only selected 30 minutes, and that needs to be set because in the create appointment endpoint here, we actually need a title that we already asked the agent to send, but also a start date and an end date. So that's why we're asking the agent in this JSON schema to send us the start date, the title, the description, the address, and the contact information. And you start to get it. The last node is here again to send back the information to the agent that the property viewing is actually scheduled. Then we have once again some conversation nodes to keep the interaction fluid with the user. And only after we have this send SMS function using Twilio. Now, I know that follow-up bus already has a pretty solid SMS integration to automate reminders and everything you need. But I just wanted to do this function to show you that you can actually do it without follow-up bus if you don't want to use that CRM. So here the parameter that is going to be sent to our N8N webhook is going to be the full SMS template with the first name, the address, the date, and the time already included. The second parameter being the phone number that we already got as a dynamic variable from the user calling our agent. Here, the webhook receives the information, and with this Twilio module, we are sending the SMS to the phone number that the agent sent to the webhook. The final node is to warn the agent that the SMS status is sent. After that, the user receives his confirmation, and in Retell AI, we have 2 more conversational nodes before ending the call to keep everything smooth. So like that, by himself, the agent in one call answered the user about anything he wanted to know about a property, checked if we had availability for a property viewing, booked that property viewing and updated the CRM, and sent an SMS confirmation to the user. So if you want to build something similar, all the templates and everything I used in this video is going to be downloadable for free in the description, where you will have access, for example, to all the Retell AI JSON schema functions that I use, but also the full prompt of the agent. You will also have all the N8N workflows I had to connect Retell AI to follow-up bus. So from this template, feel free to build a conversational agent that matches your brand voices and unique workflows.